Hello there everyone and welcome back to Modded Minecraft. I'm here with Shneeky the Lost tonight.
Hello.
Yeah, Kate's at work. She got called in for a split shift, which she was none too pleased about, except for the extra 2 hours of pay.
Splits are for bananas, not shifts.
Yeah, no kidding. Suffice to say that the automated system at the where she works, that's supposed to call in the on-call people, failed to call in any on-call people. Again, none too pleased with the system either, so the boss was a little panicked. So, fortunately, we could make it happen. So, among other things tonight, we're going to improve our control over that reactor downstairs, right?
Yeah, I'm actually going kind of old school, but a little not quite as old school as you went. You went really, really old school. You went better than old school.
Well, yeah.
I'm going to be using something that hasn't actually seen a lot of use, despite the fact that it's really amazing. It's called the Programmable RedNet Controller from Minefactory Reloaded. And before Ender.io existed, this and the time between that and Red Power, this was the only way to be able to get 16 channels of RedNet signals in a single block. It's actually really, really versatile when you get into it. It's a bit like Steve's Factory Manager, where the controller interface is a little bit confusing, but once you figure it out, the possibilities are enormous. The limitation is the only thing it does is actual redstone signals. It may have 16 channels and be able to do a lot of logic with those 16 channels, but that's really all it does. So, you know, kind of a balance feature there. Meanwhile, I believe you spent a couple of episodes here talking about how to build the Tesseracts. Why don't you show people how to do what they actually are used for while I get things set up?
Yeah, sounds good. I did neglect, and it was very kindly pointed out to me that I didn't actually tell anyone how this thing worked or what it's for. The Tesseract is basically an infinite transmitter for all intents and purposes. It can transmit items, energy, and fluids in basically no limit to the rate of transfer between two Tesseracts. So I'm going to set this one here to a send receive energy on channel 0, and it's going to be called, I'm setting up what's called the Reactor Direct connection. And that's...
Now, as a caveat, that will have a 25% energy loss.
Ah, okay, so we don't want... So we want to put that not on the one that's going to our main system. Ooh, did you see that? It got pretty. What we'll do is we'll have our main system go still wired here, and we'll put a Tesseract on... There's a reason why I put 2 in, right? But you say it's a 25% energy loss for these?
Yeah, it's a 25% energy loss when your energy is conducted through a Tesseract. It's kind of as a balance factor, since you can pretty much send energy anywhere into any dimension at any time. So, reactor energy out. I'll call it that. It's on channel 0. We're going to use channel 0 for that. We're going to add it and set frequency. Done. So this lovely looking thing, and boy, does it ever look... I've never seen these when they're active, or at least not in this texture pack. It's pretty trippy, actually. What does it look like in the vanilla texture pack when it's active? Is it just a black cube still? No, it's got the glowy particle stuff in the middle as well. I'm not actually using a vanilla pack. I'm let's see, which pack am I using these days? Well, I'm using Unity and also some custom ones that I've done.
That window is kind of eerie because the way they've textured it actually looks bigger on the inside. It's awesome. I love it.
Does that make you the Doctor?
Not necessarily, but that's definitely a TARDIS here. Or at least Time Lord Engineering, right? What else? I think there was something else we'd seen that was bigger on the inside, but darned if I can remember what it was. in Doctor Who.
I don't know. Now I'm about to start kind of monkeying around with these reactor redstone ports.
Mm-hmm.
So we may be seeing things randomly teleporting as we have the resonant ender in there start to go.
Why don't we quickly just turn the reactor off, just so there's a little less going on while we're trying to modify it?
Yes, that's a really good idea. I forgot about that because if I'm going to be doing things, I definitely want it turned off first. We don't want to have any multi-block issues.
Yeah, it's... everything that could go wrong will go wrong. Alright, I'm just pulling the redstone, the actual redstone here for now. I'm assuming we're not going to need this anymore.
That is a correct assumption. Yeah. Just 1 second here.
That's a lot of hearts you got there, by the way. I hear you were, you mentioned you were doing some necrotic bone hunting.
Well, I was, I noticed that a much easier method to make these tesseracts, or Enderium blend anyways, is to go to the nether, actually, and get stuff taken care of there. And while I was in the nether, I ran into some wither skeletons, and well, I kind of, pulled out Mr. Cleaver because, ender skulls. By the way, we now have 3 of them.
Cool. I see how this works. Oh, that's cool. So the way this thing works is you've got, basically you can assign redstone to all the different reactor components with this RedNet port. That is awesome. Okay.
Exactly. Now then, here's where the fun happens.
In the RedNet, programmable controller. Okay, so this is like taking red power to the next level.
Well, what this is doing, anybody who's gone through digital logic
Oh, yes.
will recognize this.
That was one of my favorite courses in computer science at university.
Then you're really, really going to enjoy this one.
I'll go pull my old
this
book
is
out.
Actually going to be really easy to. This is going to be a ridiculously easy thing to do for this, actually, because all we're going to be is taking in a variable, storing it, and then outputting that variable back to a different channel. And that's really all. What we're actually going to be doing is a pass-through.
Let's see. Pass-through. There we are. Gated or ring, or just a straight up?
Just a straight up. All we're going to be doing is this. What we're going to be doing is we've got 2 variables we're going to be looking at. The internal energy buffer and the control rod percentage. And what we're going to basically do is we're going to take the energy buffer percentage, how full the energy buffer is, and link it directly to the how much the control rods are thrown. So if it has no buffer, it means something's drawing a lot of power, which means we need more power. And if the energy buffer starts filling up, it will self-throttle. And as the control rods go in, it'll start producing less and less, and then eventually it will find an equilibrium where it keeps the temperature going, which means our yellorium efficiency is kept up, but at the same time it throttles itself appropriately automatically with no further action required. And
with a few energy cubes in the system, we will have a significant buffer built up that so the thing won't run out of energy instantaneously. We'll have lots of time for it to sort of boot. Or I should say that if the reactor is slow to boot back up to full power for some reason, like a shortage of yellorium, we'll still have a couple of energy cubes worth of energy buffered up. Correct? Because the first thing that will empty out will be, if the reactor doesn't fire up properly, the first thing that'll empty out will be the reactor buffer itself.
Correct. So here's what we're going to do.
Okay. It'll be interesting. So we need to set the... oh yeah, I see you've set the white port to the energy percentage and the magenta to the control rods.
Correct. Okay. So that's going to be what we do in the RedNet port, and then what we're going to literally do is a pass-through.
Okay, so you've set that to be IO white.
Right. Only what we have to be doing, we have to be very careful because it uses relative rather than absolute direction. So what we're looking at is the open face of the port is where you need to be facing to figure it out. So that is going to be to the right of the red net. So IOR.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. That's a good quirk to know.
Output is going to be IOR on magenta.
Okay, so okay, hold on. When you say R, is it right of the controller, or because the controller's to the left, or sorry, the connection point's to the left, not to the right?
No, when you are facing the same direction as the open side, it is to the right.
Okay, so not facing towards it, but with your back, the direction relative to where it's facing.
Exactly.
Again, an important quirk to understand. Cool. Okay. So that should be all it takes, right?
That should actually be it. Yes. I'm going to come in here really quickly and kind of get that side. Oops. Hang on.
Oh, it's not.
Well, what I'm trying to do is suppress this one side that... Well, actually, here's what I can do. It's really simple. I can take this torch away.
Oh, yeah, it just wanted to be friends with the torch, that's all. Perfect, okay. So now the reactor is currently off. Yeah, and the core is at 0. So in theory, if we go up top, the control rods should be at 0, right? They are not.
It may have to turn itself on before it recognizes that.
Okay, so, well, and it won't turn itself on now because you've removed the auto on part. So we need to turn it on ourselves.
Correct.
Yeah.
And now that I've turned it on, when you go up there, you should see 0% on the control rods. Is this what you see up there?
I do not. I see 70% on each of them. But the control rods don't have a name. Does that make a difference?
No, it does not.
Okay.
Hang on a second.
You trying it on left and left?
Yeah, that's what I just did.
We need to set the other one to magenta. The output's on magenta, right? All right.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, going up top to have a look. Still at 70%. Oh, one of them's... Oh, never mind. Okay, one's at 3%. 4 of them are good. 5 of them... Okay, it's responding now. We are up and running.
Excellent. Now you should start seeing them... the energy buffer is starting to fill up, so you should start seeing them slot in.
Yep, 45, 47, 49, so on and so forth. It's working perfectly. Okay.
Excellent. So, yeah, you were right. Actually, it's facing towards it, not facing away from it.
So it's relative to your... So it's relative to the direction you're facing, not relative to the direction the controller is facing. Cool.
Correct.
Okay. So... it looks like the good news is it looks like our concern about AE and that problem we were having that we thought we were having with applied energistics and the Elorium was nothing to do with applied energistics.
Correct. It turned out it was simply a smelter that was not spitting things out properly.
Yeah, it was not. There was one single Ender IO pipe had been accidentally disconnected. Oh, by the way, did you see my crafting computer network I've been working on?
Yes, I saw that. That is amazing.
So we've got we've got 4 little computers and a big computer, and I've set aside spaces for 2 more medium-sized computers. This one in the corner here will be made of 3x3 when we've got the parts. And this will be
actually, to be honest with you, we would get a lot more mileage out of a lot of smaller computers.
I've had
because a lot of our automatic crafting is going to be 1 to maybe at most 4K.
Wow.
So you can get away with a single 4K crafting storage, maybe give it a co-processing unit if you really feel worried about it. And that will be plenty for like a bunch of smaller ones. That way you got things like, oh, I need to refill this resource, I need to fill that resource. Oh,
Well,
I need to do this auto crafting. So that
sounds like a good idea.
Be sufficient for a lot of. I mean, these are really good, but I think these are actually overcomputing for a lot of what we actually need.
I've noticed that Applied Energistics is pretty good at adapting or picking. So let's design a new series right here.
Yeah, because I mean, you could literally on the components you've got, you could set up say 8 different ones that are all like say 1K or 4K and then a co-processing unit, and you've got enough there to make a bunch of.
Okay, well I partly just making it look neat is part of the challenge. So let's go 1, 2, and we want them to be separate systems. So let's go with just trying to figure out how to fill up this space nicely. Ah, this will work. There we go. So
there you
3
go.
mini computers, that'll do for now. Well, as I say, that it's got a dedicated. The crafting network has a dedicated subnet in here.
Ah, excellent.
So all we have to do is connect it up, and we'll be set with 2 more cable. Yeah, I don't know. Things do seem to be acting a little better today. I think we were just having trouble with energy distribution or something. All right, down from the top. There we go. That should get us 2 more. Hold on, do I have enough channels on this one cable here? Yeah, there should be. I do need to bring around a big cable later, though. But this should be good. Come on. Wakey, wakey. All right. Oh, there they go. Just takes some time to update. All right. So that's 3 mini crafting computers instead of 1 big one. So yeah, that should work for now. Make more later. So far we haven't actually.
Yep.
I haven't hit a overload on the system. Now we've got it. It's trying to craft. It's trying to craft some blank patterns here for some reason. I have no idea why. I'm just going to cancel.
It may be a leftover request or something. Yeah, go ahead and cancel it.
I just nuked it. So if that comes back up again, we'll deal with it then. Okay, cool. Well, that turned out. That's neat. I like the way that one turned out. Okay, next on the list. What do we need? We've got. There was something else we were talking about. Oh, should we look? Why don't we start trying to collect the components for that Ender Quarry?
Ah, yeah, Ender Quarry. That shouldn't take too long.
Yeah. So the hardest part. Oh, we don't have any enchanted books though, do we? We need books.
We don't have enchanted books, but we've got a load of enchanted armor pieces from mob drops, and they can be used as well directly.
Really? That I did not know. I think I did it with books in the Resident Rise series. So, okay, cool. So, for the Ender Quarry, let's see what we do have here. Because we can always run to the season 2, the soft reset base to get more stuff.
The only thing we really need is going to be the magical wood, which means 4 of any kind of enchanted anything, some gold, and a bookshelf. I've noticed we're kind of a little bit low on gold.
Yeah, right, yes, I had to use gold for... what was I working with? One of the things I was making recently required... some of the stuff for... Some of these various bits and bobs for... thermal expansion requires gold in the crafting recipes. We have currently got 21 gold on hand, and we could always melt down some of the non-enchanted gold stuff. In fact, I'll get that process going right now. Because you can melt down fully repaired golden items in the Tinker's table. Do you care if I melt down gold horse armor?
By all means.
Okay. Come on, Tinker. There we are. There we go. I got 5 items melting down. That should get us up and running properly. Now, bookshelves. Do we have bookshelves? Yes, we do. Cool. So, bookshelf in the middle, and then you've got the gold, or are you waiting on it? Oh, I got it. Here we go.
Well, I got at least 1 magical wood out of that, so we know that these things work directly, so I'm going to do this and get 4 of these.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it too while we wait. Okay. There's, do you think that it might be more efficient? Is it based off of the strength of the enchantment, or do you think it all has to be the same item and it might be more efficient?
It's based off of the strength of the enchantment, typically.
Okay, so then we've got a whole bunch of really weak enchantments here. I've got 1 magical wood sitting there waiting to be crafted. I think.
It's not letting me pick it up. I think it's because you did it.
Okay, I just threw it in the system. I am going to quickly dump some stuff into the system here, and I am going to scoot to the old base, or the new base. That place where we have a box filled with enchanted items, right?
Right, that was there just for such an occasion.
It is explicitly for this project. Okay, I'll just dump my Thaumcraft stuff in here. That'll be something I'll get back to in the near future, will be the automation of Thaumcraft. Which is not the easiest thing to do when you don't have the various automation tools like Steve Factory Manager and stuff like that. I'm having to use a little bit more imagination on how to make this happen. Which is no big deal. It's good to challenge your mind. There's a big, I see sometimes a big downside in the one-size-fits-all answers mods. Like Computercraft is a cool mod, you know what I mean? But it just gives you, everybody's already programmed everything interesting, so there's not really any incentive to actually program.
Honestly, my biggest problem with Computercraft is do anything you want and get away with it with ridiculously few resources. The recipes are just too cheap for the amount of everything that it does. I mean, especially with turtles, you can do anything, anywhere that a person can do with a turtle.
Yeah.
With very few exceptions. You can do just about everything. And the problem with that specifically that expounds and compounds on that is the fact that you can paste bin code. So you don't even need to code it as long as somebody codes it somewhere and paste bins it, you've got their code.
All right, I need a searing faucet and a basin just to get a output point for the gold. There we go.
I think I have run out of enchanted pieces in our AE system here, so...
I have everything from the other base in my inventory right now. I'm just...
Cool. I just need 1 more piece of enchanted wood and I am good to go.
Really? Okay, you've managed to get a bunch. Well, how about, check this out. 4 golden breastplates. That should...
Okay, that got me 6. So
yeah.
I've got 9 magical wood. I should be good to go from this point.
Okay, there's enough. I've just thrown all the other enchanted items. Plus, there's 4 broken spawners I just threw into the system. Oh, right. I was going to check. Cursed. Yeah, we've got 89 cursed earth in the system, by the way. And an activated division sigil. So, yeah, I was right. We do have them. Okay. So you're getting the bits and bobs together. Now, burnt quartz. Okay, I'll grab some quartz blocks. And I'll get the burnt quartz made. Unless you've done it already.
I've just got the 2 ender cores done.
Okay, I'm making 4 burnt quartz for the center core thing. Just throw that in. Which one? I'll throw it in the smelting factory. That should do it. Yeah, there we go. All right, there will be 4 burnt quartz in the system shortly. Oh, yeah, there's 3 of them. The last one should be in shortly. There you go. Excellent.
Diamond pick.
Do we have any diamonds left? Yep, we got tons. Yeah. I went on a diamond mining spree a little while ago because there's so many diamonds required for applied energistics.
Also, we're going to need a couple of endothermic pumps, which means we're going to need some... actually, not too terribly much. Just some buckets of water and lava.
All right, well, why don't I grab 2 buckets and I'll run to the end nether quick? Because I've got my hang glider on me. And if you want to go grab a couple buckets of water, I'll meet you back here in just a second.
Absolutely.
Love it when a plan comes together. And then we just need to clear out a nice big space in the in the deep dark and start that thing up. Do you think the deep dark is? Yeah, I think the deep dark is the place to go, isn't it?
There's only one problem with the deep dark.
Hmm?
No yellorium.
Really? What about?
I tried when we ran out of yellorium earlier. I tried running the thing in the deep dark and asked for yellorium, and it said I can't find any.
Oh, well, all right then. Oh crap! Bat, you stupid bat, go away. All right, I'm safe. I'm good. Suddenly a red bat. Okay, so if there's... Okay, well, yeah, okay, the absence of yellorium... I guess then the nether would be the next sensible place, wouldn't it? Is there yellorium in the nether?
I'm not sure if there is a nether yellorium or...
Okay, well, for yellorium, then we'll just have to use... We might just have to use the digital miner for yellorium.
Yeah, we can do that. That's not going to be a major problem.
Yeah. I never even thought about the possibility that there wouldn't be any in there. Okay, there's 2 buckets of lava in the system. Haven't got around to making my lava supply system yet, lava bucket system yet. I think I'm going to use a magma crucible to melt down cobblestone for lava, or something, just for different. All right, so we're going to need some. But for everything else, that'll be the perfect place for it, won't it? Will be the deep dark. Right?
Yeah, Deep Dark's got some ridiculous origin properties,
yeah.
which is why it's a pain in the patootie to make it.
Yeah. Alright, so let's go with... It'd be cool to make the Silk Touch enhancement for this guy. Silk Touch upgrade requires Ender IO... Wow, it's cheap. Just the golden Silk Touch pick is the only thing that we don't have.
That might actually be easier said than done.
Yeah, I think it is.
Well, whoa, no, because we have Thaumcraft.
Oh, right. And I should, let me just pull out I might even have that researched already. Just a second, I'll pull out a Thaumonomicon and check where I was on that. I already have the infusion discovered. The infusion enchanting.
Not the infusion enchanting. There's the other enchanter that runs on V.
I don't have that researched yet. Yeah, that one I don't have access to yet. You're thinking the one.
Okay.
You're thinking the one in Thaumic Tinkering, right? The Osmotic Enchanter.
Yes, I am. However, if we can make a guaranteed Silk Touch pick with a an infusion recipe, then I'm gonna call that good.
Yeah, we need. I'm just looking for it. Let me see. Silk. It's got everything. I mean, it is everything, and it is a little. It's a minor instability item. Okay. Silk Touch requires 5 levels, an iron pickaxe, a cobweb, and a Salus Mundus. And a whole bunch of fairly... not bad to get aspects. Some of the stuff I don't... It's just going to take some time. The Perfodio is going to be the hardest one, I think. I don't even remember where that one comes from. Let's see. Perfodio. Oh, right. I haven't read this. Because of that update to Thaumcraft, I haven't discovered where Perfodio comes from yet. So that's the only thing we're missing. I'm going to have to do a bunch of scanning to figure out where that comes from. So
I'm going to go make some ender markers real quick, for which we need the QED.
All right. All right. I think I've discovered it, so I must know... I must have seen something that has that capability, that quality. Okay. Let's see. What would have... It's a tool. It's got to be a tool because it's a mining effect or a mining symbol. So what would be considered an advanced tool that might have that characteristic? Yeah, nothing in applied energistics, nothing in... But Ender IO has characteristics. Let's
pick?
See. Maybe. Let me find a...
Make an iron pickaxe or something?
Let's see. Yeah, gotta go with the simple stuff. There we are. Basic iron pick here. Just get one of those. Let's see.